When I moved here in 2012, I was working in tourism, which I did for several years. That was my career. Then we had a time around 2013, 2014. We had a lot of volatility in the country and insecurity. So certain events had happened, which made it difficult to be in the tourism sector and to earn a living. So around 2014, I really started hustling in the true Kenyan style. I think it was my first real taste of what it means to be Kenyan. So I started a beekeeping company. I was selling honey in Masai Mara. I was helping run different events. I helped organize Samburu Maralel Camel Derby. I was just trying to do what I needed to do to try and survive, basically. In those couple of years, I moved into a house that didn't have any furniture, and I thought, how hard can it be to make furniture? I had no idea. And I thought, if Julius Yego can win a gold medal javelin by watching YouTube, how hard can it be to build like pallet furniture? So myself and the Askari, we went to Kikomba and we bought a whole bunch of crates and pallets and started making this furniture for my house, and sort of for outdoor. I used to do these movie nights, so I'd have outdoor furniture. And that's kind of where it started. And then people are asking, oh, can you, I don't know, reupholster my sofa? Can you make me something like this? And it was all happening out of the living room. The business model was totally wrong. I lived in Kileleshwa. I was nowhere near a hardware store. We really didn't know what we were doing, to be honest. I guess you've got to start somewhere, though. I still couldn't pay the rent. And my living room looked like a workshop. And I guess I learned my first set of mistakes during that first 9 months, like understanding some of the basics about business. But I eventually closed it down after 9 months because it just wasn't an effective business model. I couldn't make money from what I was doing. So I closed it down. And then another one of these kind of like a divine intervention type thing, or where the universe steps in right at that 11th hour. And I wasn't in a good state. I couldn't pay the rent. And my mom's saying, listen, I'm going to bring you back to Australia. I had a work permit due. I couldn't even scrape together, 3,000 shillings, let alone 300,000. And I met somebody, friend of a friend, who asked me about the furniture, and I was trying to push them back because I'd put this thing on hiatus. I didn't know how to make it work, and they kept insisting, and it was annoying me. So anyway, eventually I sort of told them what I had done, and they said, well, there's a World Bank project that is going to be on Gong Road that, needs some assistance. And we sort of talked it through. And long story short, I became the project manager for what is now Workshop Nairobi, which is a 7-year-old furniture company. When I first worked there, it was a training institution for the working community here, just helping with things like different business skills, how to deal with customer issues, how to do pricing correctly, different finishes, different designs, access to the internet, those kinds of things. And then eventually they asked if I could bring in some income generation. So that's when I started designing the small things, lamps, stools, and whatever. And the good thing is like 7 years later, so I finished there after 1 year, but 7 years later, it's still a thriving, successful furniture company. And I mean, I think when it comes to like a World Bank project, for instance, that's about as great a success story as it could. So with my last World Bank check, I walked up and down Gong Road looking for a workshop. I didn't take a day off because I think I thought that I would lose faith in myself and what I had to offer. So, because I'm not a trained furniture maker. But I found a workshop, and as I said, I was so passionate by then about the untapped potential that we have here on Gong Road. So I found a workshop, and that became Love Artisan.